Boom, boom, boom. Great morning. Great morning. Great morning. Great people. Welcome to the message, y'all. Welcome to the message. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling good. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Let me write this right here so I don't forget. If you are new to the Spirit You community, welcome. We are so happy and so grateful that you are here. And if you are returning, I love y'all in real life. You know what to do, ski booski. Come in, like the live, share the love. Drop something in the chat that you're grateful for. Let's get in the flow of abundance. Let's get into the message. Sip your favorite adult beverage, okay? And let's get into the message for this morning. Good morning, Miss KFK. Good morning, honey, woney. Y'all, let's get into the message this morning. It feels like the Lord finna hand out some power and authority, okay? Some power and authority. That is what I named this for this morning because of where the Lord sent me in scripture this morning. Power and authority, right? Power. Drop it in the chat. I got the power. So if you were on the message yesterday, I told y'all that the Lord has kind of been talking to me about greater works, right? Greater things that we're going to do, even greater things than Jesus will, when he told the disciples that even greater things will you do, right? Because of the power and authority flowing through you, through the Father, because of the Father, right? So the Lord's been talking to me about that. And I feel like this is something that's developing. Good morning, Pam. Good morning. I feel like this is something that's developing, y'all. I don't feel like I'll be able to cover this in just one message, okay? Because it feels like the Lord was telling me this morning that this is developing. But he did send me the scripture this morning. He sent me to Luke 9, 1 and 2. Luke 9, 1 and 2. Now, Jesus called together the 12 disciples and gave them the right to exercise power and authority over all the demons and to heal diseases. So I'm like, well, Lord, what you talking about, right? So for many of us, and I will say us because I a lot of times I say you, but no, I receive this when the Lord is speaking to us because this is a journey that all of us are on together, right? So I was like, well, Lord, where are you trying to go with this? For many of us, y'all, we're getting ready to receive another part of our assignment. And so the Lord has been talking to me about changes that are going to be happening within the next few months for many of us. This could be the next 3 to 6 months. Divine timing is up to the Lord, but this is understanding that many of us are getting ready to move into the next part of our assignment. And so this is where come on, God, this is where the Lord is making sure that we understand the power and the authority that he has given us, the abilities that he's given us. You may not, and then I'm going to tell y'all how he kind of put some check me in my spirituals. He did, y'all, because you have to, it's like you have to understand where the Lord is correcting you, where he's convicting you, where he's showing you that you need to soften your edges a little bit, where he's showing you that maybe you need to speak up a little more. Thank you so much for the gift, dearest one. May it be returned to you multiplied. So this is so it's like the Lord showing us these little things, y'all, these little things about ourselves that we need to make sure that, he's like, okay, because yesterday I had to apologize to someone because, y'all, I was irritable yesterday. I'm gonna keep it because I ain't gonna lie on me. Y'all had told me that I was doing the most. Was Mama and them was on my neck because, y'all, I knew yesterday I was irritable. I had to apologize to somebody. So remember this, y'all, you're never above apologizing when you're wrong. You understand? So before I knew it, I had to snap somebody up and I had to apologize to her like, my bad, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew that in that moment, baby, I had gave it a business. I did, and it wasn't even intentional, but I recognized that about myself. And so the Lord was like, "You did the right thing by apologizing because she had done nothing to me, but it was just me being irritable." So if you in a mood, just admit that, okay? And if you need to apologize, be the bigger person. So for as the Lord is getting ready to send us out, as for some of you, He's getting ready to give you influence. This is also, there are things that you have to make sure that you're mastering, right? It's like the Lord giving you permission to go out and command, and give you to command your day, to command the things that you want to manifest. The Lord gave me something this morning, where it's almost like, y'all, He's showing you a path that you're getting ready to walk. but it's like it's not even something, maybe it wasn't even on your radar. But what he's been encouraging me to do is to see yourself at the highest pinnacle. So let's say, what example can I use of this? What's a good example of this? See yourself as the CEO, not as the person in the mailroom. If you want to own a business, then start thinking of yourself as a CEO. Start training yourself like a CEO. Start doing those things to put yourself in that position, because what the Lord has been showing me is that as you see yourself at the top, and I think I mentioned this the other day, it was something, a reel that I saw where it was like J. Cole was talking about seeing yourself at the pinnacle, and it's like, see yourself there, and what will begin to happen, you will start to align yourself with the things that you need to get to that point. I hope that makes sense. If you see yourself as a business owner, then you're going to start aligning yourself with getting your LLC and understanding the mechanics of business, studying entrepreneurship, like whatever it is that you see yourself doing and mastering, you have to put yourself and say, okay, I am this, right? I am that I am. I am this business owner. And the more you start telling yourself that, the Lord will start aligning the things to come in that will allow you to start operating in that capacity. Now, it may take some time for you to get there, but this is how you start programming yourself to start receiving those things. Because realize, y'all, we don't chase anything, we attract everything. So you're going to start aligning yourself with what it is that the Lord is developing you to become. I hope that makes sense. So that was one of the things that the Lord was telling me this morning. It's like, okay, if you see yourself as that, then start aligning, start thinking on that level, and one step at a time, start teaching yourself. There's very specific things that I'm teaching myself right now in regards to where I see that I'm going. Okay, next. Let me say this for some of us, because again, the Lord is getting ready to give you the next level of your assignment, right? And he showed me something. Now, can anybody just say me in the chat if you have ever complained about your job? Me. I did it yesterday. Again, that check me when I tell you we in a season where the Lord is giving that instant, like, oh, you complaining now? Remember the day, for those of you who have a job, do you remember when you didn't complain about your job? This was me yesterday, and the Lord said, well, wasn't you just begging for a job this time last year? Was. So I was like, dang, Lord, you right. And so even in scripture this morning, he ended up, as I was reading through Luke 9, Jesus's work was never done, y'all. There were times, and that's what I wrote, Jesus's work was never done. When he tried to withdraw from the people, there were times when he tried to withdraw, right? But when the people found out, here come the people. So again, y'all, remember that this is not lightweight that we're carrying. You may want rest, but Jesus as our example, which is what he is, he didn't have, when they found out where he was, there they went to. And it says this, and I was like, dang, Lord, I was like, you right. So if he can do it, we can do it too, right? We are created in his image. But when the crowds learned of it, they followed him, and he welcomed them, and he began talking to them about the kingdom of God and healing those who needed to be healed. So if his work was never done, we got to know that our work is never done. Moral of the story, stop complaining, is what the Lord said. Okay, stop complaining, because it was days when you were praying for this very job, this very thing that you have, but then once we get in it for a minute, then we want to complain about it. And the Lord says, stop complaining, because you beat and messed around and he beat and snatched it from you. And then you be like, well, wait a minute, Lord, I said I didn't want to work, but I didn't mean that. Then you be in a whole different state, a whole different mindset, right? If it maybe it was just me that needed the conviction in my spirituals, he said, stop complaining. Okay, next. And then we finna get into the clarity for this morning. Some of you are getting ready to have a very no-nonsense conversation. And this may be something, this could be like, you're going to have a conversation, and it's going to be a firm yes or a firm no. It's going to be, there's something, either this is someone speaking to you, or this may be you speaking to someone else. It's going to be very direct. You're going to have to say yes, say no. It ain't going to be no fluff. You don't need all that extra. This is getting straight to the point, very straightforward, very concise. I don't know. That's all the Lord gave me about that. But there's like some communication, whether this may be the way that somebody speaks to you. But again, this is why you got to be mindful how you speak to people, because then when it gets reversed on you, you don't be, wait a minute, because first thing you want to do, this is why the Lord had to check me yesterday. Because yesterday I had my mouth that got flipped. So if somebody come in and do that, I'd be like, you know what, Lord? Because it's going to be a reminder of how your words made somebody else feel. And there are plenty. I looked up the scriptures to see, the ones that talk about like a sharp tongue, but the Lord, none of them stuck out to me. So you can go look those up yourself, because none of them stuck out to me. So just be mindful that there may be a very direct conversation that some of you are getting ready to have. Distractions, y'all. Distractions. Be mindful, because the enemy really is trying to distract us from purpose, y'all. He's trying to he's trying to put, it's like, pay attention over here so you're not paying attention over there. So just be mindful of the distractions that you may be encountering. Da, 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 da. That's it. Oh, I got to mention this song. I don't know who this song may be important for. I like the song, and I actually had to listen to the song this morning because it's like the third day that it has been in my spirituals. The name of the song is Fly by Rod Wave. Shout out Rod Wave. The name of the song is Fly by Rod Wave. Y'all, that song has been in my spirituals for the past few days, so that may be important for somebody. And it's a good song, right? I like Rod Wave. If you know who he is, then of course you know he can be a little sometimes, but he actually has some really good music. But the name of the song is Fly by Rod Wave. So somebody might relate to that. Go listen to it. Look, don't come over here with no religiosity in your spirituals. Rod be a little, he's a little different sometimes, but anyway, if you know, you know. Okay, so I had to end up listening to it this morning. Okay, good morning, Sandy. Good morning, y'all. Sip y'all favorite adult beverage. Let's get the clarity for this morning and see what else is coming in. Now, looking over here, y'all. I didn't pay this any attention. The card I got for myself this morning was the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is over here at the bottom of this other deck that I have. But anyway, somebody, baby, maybe that's how you're coming across, is the Queen of Swords. And that's not a bad energy, but the Queen of Swords, she knows who she is, and she's very straightforward. It's like somebody looking at you like, oh, you ain't no play. Ain't. But it's not that you don't have that energy. You just know when to be what, if that makes sense. You just know when to be what. But there's somebody who maybe thought that they could play with you that's finding out you ain't the one to play with. Oh, okay. Just saying, sometimes you got to let people know, because people don't be having no understanding. Like, wait a minute, hold on, honey, 1T. No, I'm not the 1, 2, what, or 3. Anyway, some of y'all might have to have one of them conversations like, hold on, wait a minute, who you talking to? Anyway, you got to stand up for yourself when necessary, right? And not but just keep your mouth in order. Okay, here we go. All to do it, let's get to it. Here we go. Crown me. Drop this in the chat. Jesus is king. Leadership, the fruitful vine. You are a royal priesthood. Okay. Told y'all the Lord is positioning us for positions of power and authority. And again, the Lord is developing leaders as well, y'all. So for some of you, this is understanding where the Lord is taking you. And again, I spoke about this the other day. If the Lord, this is understanding that for many of us, the Lord will give us people to shepherd, right? He gives us people to shepherd. He may start with a small group. He may start with one person. He may start with your family, because typically when the Lord is developing you for leadership, he's going to begin with your family, right? He's going to begin. And y'all, like I say this all the time, I'm so grateful. Thank you for the gifts, dearest one. I'm so grateful that now, like my daughter said, my baby girl said to me the other day, she was going through something and she was like, what would mama say? You know what I'm saying? And at one point in time, y'all, my children I was not the person to give advice to my children. You know what I'm saying? So for my children now to call me and ask me for advice, or, before they make a decision, before they pop off, y'all, that is a beautiful thing. So understand that as the Lord develops you, the people who are closest to you are going to see it first. And so for me, it's, my children calling me like, hey, Ma, what you think about this? Or Mama, what would my mama say about this? Or, Mama, if it was mama, she would pray, because my children have said that as well. So understand that as the Lord is developing you for where he's taking you, the people closest to you are going to, even if they didn't always, they will acknowledge and recognize the changes that the Lord has made within you, right? So leadership will begin in the home, whether you have sons or daughters, whether you have a spouse or no. And many times it's just how we are leading ourselves as well anyway. So I hope that makes sense for somebody. I just saw the mastery card, but anyway, let's see what else is going on for this. Crown me, Lord. Today is a new key, so open a new door and don't be afraid to step through it. The Lord's been talking to me about wisdom, but I think that's something that's developing, and I'll come back to that. So come on, we got the keys, we receive it. And then we have self-love that came out as well. This is integration of different parts of yourself, regard for one's own well-being and happiness, unconditional love, intimacy, appreciating oneself. Make sure you're talking to yourself real good, okay? Make sure you're talking. This is supporting your own physical, emotional, and spiritual growth as well. So for many of us, the Lord is showing us the areas, the keys that he's talking about for me in this is the keys to access your next level. So pay attention, right? And I wrote that this morning because I got it somewhere. Pay attention. There's important information that's coming in, an important conversation. This may be a conversation with self. There's important wisdom that the Lord is giving you. Again, he's showing us the things that are necessary to master before we level up, right? Before we move into this next level. So be prepared for that. Deuteronomy 28:13. I need to mention that because that may be important for someone. Message, we receive it. The high priest is coming out next. Illumination, wisdom. I'm telling you, wisdom. Are you okay? This is need of vacation, therapy, loneliness, isolation. For some of you, the Lord is actually separating you, and there are seasons, y'all, where the Lord will separate you. And I heard the word consecrate once before, but it's like the Lord will separate you and put you by himself so that he can do this inner work on you, so that you're prepared. So you're going to go through your seasons where it's just you and God, y'all. And people don't want to hear that, especially as the Lord is developing you for leadership, as he's developing you to level up. There are times when it's just going to be you and the Lord, where you're going to need that time to master self, master your emotions, master prayer, master Bible study, whatever it is for you. There are times that you're going to have to be separated so that you can make sure that you're receiving everything that you need. And one thing that I know, because I've been in isolation for so many years, y'all, and now that the Lord is finally bringing me back out and allowing me to kind of get back into society, if you will, many of the things that you learn that you haven't experienced when you're in your wilderness or in your isolation season, when the Lord reintroduces you, you're going to start to see things, because there are things that I hadn't experienced, I had only heard about. But then when the Lord brought me, because I really had just been me and the Lord for so many years, then now that he's allowed me to come back into around people, it's just like, oh, that's what that is. So he's preparing many of you to understand, as he's getting ready to bring you out, things that you only read about or heard about will be part of your experience as well. I hope that makes sense. Let's clarity this and see what else is coming out. Some of you definitely may be moving as well. So he's going to stabilize you in your own territory. Okay, this is synergy that's coming in next. Combined effort towards a goal that has exceptional impact than if done individually. Unified mastery. Y'all, I literally wrote the word mastery this morning. Command, influence, mastery, permission. Those are the words that the Lord gave me this morning. And then this literally talks about mastery and elevation. I'm telling you right now, the Lord is showing you what you need to master in order to move into the next season, the next cycle. So pay attention. I ain't got to show y'all this in my journal, but those are the words that the Lord pointed out for me this morning. So there's definitely something that you're mastering. And for some of you, you're showing up as a master. Does that make sense? It's almost, what example can I give of this? It's almost like, oh, that's what that means. For some of y'all, Can I use myself? Well, I don't really want to use myself, but I'm gonna use. I guess I can use myself because it's the easiest example, right? The Lord has the Lord showed me something the other day, right? Let's talk about gifts. There are some people who would not look at tarot as a gift, right? But this is a gift. This is something that the Lord has given me in order to be a messenger for him, and I don't play about it. So the Lord showed me a situation, or he asked me what I would do in a situation. This actually happened about 2 days ago. He was like, what would you do in this situation? And so I was like, so it's like, imagine someone coming in, and this is, I don't even know if this example would make sense. Imagine someone coming in and them almost making fun of your gift, right? But you know that this is your gift, this is your talent, like this is something the Lord has blessed you to do. And so it's almost like someone wanting to use it to, in a way that would almost make it a joke, but it's serious for you. And the Lord asked me, what would I do? And I'll be like, I don't play. I don't play in God's face. Does that make sense to somebody? Like if the Lord has given you a very specific gift, talent, skill, or ability, even if it doesn't make sense to other people, even if it seems weird to other people, you know that this is how God is using you. So you're not finna play about the gift that God has given you. There's like, I ain't no play about none of this that I'm doing. We laugh and we joke, but this is something that God has blessed me to be able to do, a gift he's allowed me to be able to use. And so for some of you, it's like there's something that you have mastered to the point where now maybe some people who thought you were playing about it or they didn't believe, because remember y'all, the Lord will use the strangest people, he will use the strangest things in order to show people I can do what I want to do. He is not held to any restrictions, any boundaries, any boxes, or anything on this good earth that he created, so he can do whatever he wants to do. So for some of you, there's something off the wall, there's something that don't make sense to other people, but he's getting ready to show that you are a demonstration of God can use who he wants to use. And who gonna check God anyway? It's almost something like that, like people are going to actually see that you have mastered your craft. Anyway, thank y'all, you've mastered your craft. What else, Lord? And this is a part of your elevation as well. Oh, not the bedroom. What? We have the bedroom that's coming in. There's a meeting in my... Waiting on that. Okay, I'm back. Intimacy. That's 2 words. 2 times. 2 times that the word intimacy has come up today. Nap time, sleep on it. Okay, Oasis retiring dream time. Okay, call it a day. So for some of you, vivid dreams. Thank y'all have said that. Some of y'all, I wrote this morning as well. Some of you may be having very vivid dreams. Okay, y'all, I don't normally remember my dreams because my sleep be so important, but vivid dreams, make sure that you're writing your dreams down. I have actually been remembering my dreams the last couple of days, and this morning I didn't write the dream down, but the last couple of days I've been having these really vivid dreams. So some of you may be having a lot of dreams. Just make sure that you're writing them down. Okay, that may be important for somebody, because the Lord did say this morning vivid dreams. So make sure you're writing your dreams down. I don't know, maybe something is going to be coming to you in your dreams, child. I don't know, but ask the Lord to reveal it to you if it's something that you need to know. Okay, throw it in the bag. Prioritizing responsibilities, responsible spending, splurging, unnecessary purchases. If there's something that you need to save for, make sure that you're doing that. Okay, we have to make sure that we're stewarding well, being responsible. There's something that's come on, God. There's something that some of you want to do, and the Lord is going to make sure that he provides the resources for it. It's something the Lord was talking to me about just in prayer just this morning, y'all, that the Lord... Remember that you're going to go through a season of decrease as before you go through a season of increase. But this is also that time where the Lord is going to make sure that you're stewarding well. For some of you, yes, you're getting ready to have more resources. Okay, so think it not strange when the Lord starts multiplying you as he prepares you for leadership. Leadership comes with more responsibility. Leadership comes with more resources. But you're not going to receive that until he's made sure that you have you're managing well. You're stewarding these blessings well. But many of you, yes, you're getting ready to start having more resources to come in. So just be mindful. Yes, you're gonna buy things. Yes, you're gonna yes. The Lord he wants us to have good things, but just make sure that you stay disciplined. Thank y'all that you stay disciplined, like you have been doing. And if you hadn't been doing that, get yourself organized, because one thing you're gonna have to do is get your finances together. If you can't manage your personal finances, how are you gonna manage business finances? Hope that makes sense. What else, Lord? Psalm 7:17. I will give thanks to the Lord because of his righteousness. I will sing the praises of the name of the Lord Most High. Can we just give God some glory real quick and say thank you, Lord, in the chat? I think that if you don't wake up every morning and the first thing you do is wake up and tell the Lord thank you, I don't know what you're doing, because he didn't have to wake us up and give us another day. So we are always grateful that the Lord continues to shepherd us, lead us, guide us, direct us. So make sure you're giving God the thanks for everything that's coming in, y'all, because none of this you could have done on your own. Everything that we're doing with God, right? And so he's leading and guiding us. So this is understanding. We're getting ready to receive more to be grateful for. I just heard in a rut. So for some of you, it's almost like you're at that point in the journey where, thank y'all, something I got in prayer this morning, where it's like you want to answer, you're waiting on an answer from the Lord, and it feels like silence. But the Lord told me this morning that silence matures your heart. Okay, silence matures your heart. So if you are waiting on the Lord to give you an answer, or it's just like you're already in the next step is already in the works. And let me tell somebody this as well: don't let time catch you. Okay, don't let time catch you, because for many of you, you're going to look up and it's going to be April and it's something that you were supposed to get done and you didn't do it. Don't let time catch you, because it's almost like I've been telling the Lord this. It's like, man, y'all, it's finna be March already. So if there's something that you know that you're supposed to be doing, start taking those steps, y'all, because so that the time doesn't catch you. Okay. Final words of guidance. Let's get these last cards and then we'll get to the work. Okay. Here we go. Woo, we have, y'all, Taurus season is going April 20th through May the 20th. Some of you, my God, some of you are going to do something very significant in Taurus season. I just heard a horn honking. Taurus season, this is related to your finances, okay? The Lord, this is second house, right? Your second house, your eighth house, those are the money houses in your chart. 10th house as well. All your earth energy. You may be a Taurus, you may have Taurus heavy in your chart. This is also the Hierophant, right? The Hierophant rules Taurus energy. So here's the Lord showing up. For some of you, the Lord is getting ready to multiply your finances. You ain't got to believe me, and this is not any of the prosperity, none of that, but this is understanding that you've almost learned to be frugal. Okay, you've learned to almost like be frugal, buying the things that you need, but you also know it's like, no, I can't spend anything else. For some of you, it's like you're understanding how, because I just heard I just heard not the parable of the sower. It's like the talents. Thank y'all. It's the talents that I just heard. So for some of you, what you have learned or learning in your isolation season is that the Lord is teaching you how to multiply your money. I hope that made sense for somebody. It's like the Lord is teaching you how to multiply your money, how to multiply your resources. And he's using this example as this, and this is very basic, but it's like going from, okay, let me not just be on YouTube, multiply, get the message out further, go to TikTok, go to Instagram. And so for some of you, those simple things, y'all, there's like simple steps that you will take, and the Lord will be like, now you get it. Put it here, put it there, put energy there. I heard someone say one time, someone that I learned from many years ago, you need to be everywhere. right? So for some of you, you're going to start, I don't know why this part is coming up, but it's like you're going to understand that you're getting ready to be everywhere. Influence. Thank y'all. The Lord said for some of you, he's going to be increasing your influence, whether this is in a job, whether this is something, maybe you're on social media in some way. He's get a power and authority, y'all. This is why you have to master that. You have to know who you are. You have to make sure that you are communicating effectively. The Lord told me this morning, y'all, there are different parts of us, right? I'm not playful, like the super playful person at work. Why? Because that's not who I need to be at work. When I'm at work, this is where I am being developed into a leader, where I'm leading other people. So some of it's almost like people, I don't know how to explain what I mean. How does that relate to some of you? Is because it's almost like you have to know where to be what. There are times to play. There are times to be serious. There are people who are not going to get that playful side of you because we ain't on that type of time. So it's understanding. It's just knowing how to navigate and deal with people. Again, doesn't mean that you necessarily have to be cold. Because I'm telling y'all, I just feel like some very cold energy with this Queen of Swords. I know I can be that, y'all. I know this about self. The Lord is working on me, but he know my heart, right? So it's just like, just be mindful of that. Because I feel like for some of you, it's almost like people think that you're very cold, but then when they get to know you, they understand that there's a whole different side to you. But you don't, and thank y'all, okay, I'm tracking. Used to be where people would get that side of me first. They would get the lovable, joyful, playful, da 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 da. But then what I recognized was people don't take you serious. When they get that part of you first, they be like, oh, she played too much, or but then when you want to be serious, they don't know how to take you serious. So what you get first is the serious side, and then I'll introduce you to the other side of me. I always have joy, so it's not that. I always have happiness, but it's just understanding that it's almost like a role reversal where before, you gave everybody the happy, joy. That's who you are. But you also understood that people thought because you gave them that first that they could play with you. I hope that makes sense. And so it's like for some of you, it's just like you had to kind of do a role reversal and like, wait a minute, let me make you understand who I am first, and then I'll introduce you to the other side of me that's not always serious, that's not always playful, because it's teaching people how to treat you. I don't know. I hope that makes sense for somebody. For some of you, that's a process that you're going through, and it almost it kind of feels a little sad, right? Because you want to just show up and be that, but you can't be that all the time, and you have to learn how to. I don't even know. It's just like everybody doesn't deserve that part of you. Like you got to know who. It's like it's layers. It's layers. I hope that made sense. I don't know. So that's why people remember, and I think I talked about this last week, where it's like people might be like, oh, she cold, or she a bitch, or, she got an attitude, and no, I just don't lead with that energy. I don't lead with the, happy joy, because when I did, come on, God, I'm tracking. That's when people were not taking my gifts seriously. Does that make sense? Because people, it was like when I was up here and it was all fun and games and jokes and da 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 da. Thank y'all. That's when they weren't taking it seriously. But so the Lord said, okay, well, I tell you what, let's not do all that, because it ain't no play. Let people show, because now that you've mastered it, now people understand I can still come up here and I can joke and I can laugh. But that's when the Lord says, okay, we can be a little more relaxed. We can chill out a little bit. But now we gonna give this message. You know what I'm saying? I hope that made sense to somebody. It's like people are starting to understand that you're serious about who you are and how you're showing up. And as you get to know me, yes, until I trust you, until I can trust you with that side, you don't necessarily get that side. I ain't gonna be mean to you, but it's just understanding. And again, people, especially for those, this is the Lord keep on saying leadership. For those of you who are being developed into leaders, you have to be able to be that person, because otherwise we're in a world where people have to be able to take you seriously, right? So anyway, That's it. That's the message. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. Thank y'all so much for the likes, the shares, the comments, the subscribes, the love, the energy. I'm so truly grateful. Y'all do me a favor. Make sure you share the live as well. I'm so truly grateful for y'all. It's time to be great and amazing. Do great and amazing things. Hydrate your soul. Drink your water. Say your gratitude. Side note, before I go, I have to tell y'all, did I tell y'all that I spent this weekend making makeup? For some of you, let me speak to creativity real quick, and then we finna be out this thing. Y'all, it's one of those things where you don't remember how much you love to do something until you do it. Y'all, I spent this yesterday. I was only off Sunday, but I had a couple of orders that I had to fill, some palettes I had to make. I did put 2 new palettes on my website, so y'all make sure that y'all check those out, ToShae but or the link is in the bio. Y'all, I made like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new colors. They're not even up on my website. I always have to wear them first, right? I have to wear them first. I actually have one of them today. I can't tell y'all the name of it, but I said, let me make some new colors. So I did. It's one of those things where, remember we talked about a couple weeks ago that the enemy will try to stifle your creativity, y'all. So I made so many new colors and trying some new things. So for some of you, the Lord is going to give you an opportunity to get back to your creativity, to get back to the things that make you feel good. So if you have that desire to do that, please make sure that you're doing that, because I had an opportunity and it just made me realize. I was talking to someone on Saturday, and we all have our thing, right? And for me, my thing is my eyeshadow matching my scrub. Since I don't wrap since I'm at work, I can't wrap like I was before. And so now, before, of course, my eyeshadow used to match my head wraps. And now that I can't match my head wraps, they match my scrubs. And so I started looking at my scrubs again. Crazy thing about it is I had most of the colors that I wear anyway. And so the Lord has just been talking to me about it. And I say, well, you know what? I kind of looked at my scrubs. I need to buy some more scrubs, but I'm trying to manage my finance as well. So I ended up making a bunch of different colors that I just was thinking as I had my scrubs in mind, had some very particular people in mind. You never know who's paying attention, y'all. I had someone tell me the other day when she was doing her makeup that she was thinking about my eyeshadow, and I was like, man, let me make some samples. So I did. So anyway, get back to your creativity, to that thing that you love to do, because the Lord is getting ready to do something with that. Okay, the Lord is getting ready to do something with that. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Thank y'all so much. Y'all go be great, amazing, do great, amazing things. I just want to tell y'all that. Get back, take the time, do the thing that you love to do, because I feel like that is going to be the thing that the Lord is going to multiply in your life, okay? I love y'all in real life. Y'all go be great, amazing, do great, amazing things. I will see y'all tomorrow, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's time to get to the work, okay? I love y'all in real life. Yes, catch the replay on YouTube. Thank y'all, love y'all, bye y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all, love y'all.